One of the first steps in acquiring any property is getting a valuation done. It is simply essential. That's why here today I'm going to be speaking with Damien Pagu of G.A Farrell Associates, who is not a valuator but a valuer?
Correct, Sophie.
You just prefer that term, huh?
I do, absolutely do.
All right, so I haven't been going around saying the wrong thing my whole life.
No, you haven't.
Okay, all right. Now, I think most people are aware that this must be done, but drill into it. Exactly what is a valuation? Why is it needed?
Okay, so we live in a world of buyers and sellers. Buyers typically want a low value for a property if they're looking to buy. Sellers typically want to ask the highest price. They want to get maximum value. But neither of them really know what is the correct value. And this is where we as valuers step in. We are here to provide an independent value, a fair market value of the entire property. We are here to correctly gauge what somebody would pay on the open market for this property right now.
I want to know if Esteem Estate Management Limited has selected you to be part of their team, their go-to person. What is it about your service that had them select you?
So this is why I'm really glad that we worked with Esteem Estate, because we are a chartered firm of valuers. We are chartered by the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, which is a UK-based regulatory college. And because we have that accreditation, we are usually held to a higher level of professional standard and practice. And this is why I would believe Esteem Estate would love to work with someone like us. And we know that we would love to work with them as well, because they are dedicated to providing professional guidance to their clients as well.
So Esteem is not going to bring a client to you too late, right?
Absolutely not.
Well, at what point in the process are they supposed to bring you in?
So once Esteem Estate is representing a purchaser, for example, they would seek us out to provide an accurate value before that client manages to purchase the property. They need to know an idea of what that property is worth before they even sign a sale agreement. So once their client, granted they are seeking financing, for example, both the client and the bank needs to have a correct understanding of what this property is worth, what this asset is worth, and even the bank needs to know what is the risk that they are taking to lend money on this property as well.
So I know that the majority of purchases for real estate are done involving financing.
Correct.
And my impression is that the financing requires a valuation, even if the client is so positive that this is a great investment. The bank's not going to take their word for it, are they?
No, the bank is not just going to take any layman's word for it. They need professional advice, and that is where we step in. We are here to analyze what is going on the market. We understand that the bank is taking a risk to lend on this property, to give money out and hold this property as collateral. So just keeping that in mind, we need to provide an accurate reflection of what this property is worth on the market so the bank isn't taking too much risk.
I have so many questions, but the first one is, there could potentially be a situation where a bank could look at a valuation that was done and potentially not have confidence in that valuation. That's never happened to you, I imagine.
It happens from time to time, and it may be given that the fact that they would have had previous advice, which may conflict with the current advice. But it's important to understand that every valuation is supported by evidence of actual market transactions that would have happened recently in this space and time. So every valuation that is being done, no matter who does it, it reflects a snapshot of this property in space and time and how much this property is worth at that point in time.
Does that mean that there are sometimes situations where the client, the realtor, the bank, and the valuer end up having conversations after a valuation is done to discuss how you came to that value?
Yes, it happens from time to time, but the reports that we produce are very comprehensive. So all the details of the property, even what transactionary evidence that we have been used, is presented in that report. So there isn't much need for further queries because it's all very comprehensively listed out there.
You're making me understand how you became part of Esteem Estates team. The last thing I really want to get into is the fact that market value changes sometimes not on concrete things. And maybe you're going to correct me on this. Would you say that there's a need to have a valuation done as time passes on properties that you already own, if the area has changed, that kind of thing? How do you assess the less tangible aspects of property valuation?
Right. So every valuation, once again, is backed up by evidence of what is going on in the market, whether properties would have sold recently, whether there are properties available for sale currently. And we also look at the trends of not just property prices, but the economy as well. What is going on in the economy? So these are things that are very important to know. And if you need an updated value, then you would need an updated valuation report as well. If you need an updated advice, you need updated valuations as well.
Do you recommend that a homeowner gets a valuation every certain number of years or only at a time of need, when selling or something?
I think it's only necessary at a time of need. There is no real need for evaluation at different periods of time for a seller or vendor in this case.
I'm interested to know what it's been like working with Esteem Estate Management Limited. What's the partnership like?
It's been an excellent partnership. We have had the pleasure of dealing with their clients and providing exceptional service to their clients. And the partnership has just blossomed ever since.
Well, I don't think anybody could argue that valuation isn't necessary, but it's good to know that they have selected the best to do their valuing on all of their properties, or the properties that their clients are considering. Folks, stay tuned because we have to discuss the legal aspects of investing in real estate, just another one of the essential components on your journey in investing in properties. Stay tuned.